thank you. This is the regular meeting of the Wyoming Board of Education for August. I call this meeting to order. May I have a roll call?
Mr. Feldmeyer.
Here.
Mr. Thomas.
Here.
Mrs. G. Here. Mrs. Dollar.
Here.
Mrs. Barger. Here.
Please join me with pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. May I have a motion to adopt the agenda as presented?
So moved. Second.
Roll call.
Thomas.
Yes.
Mrs. G.
Yes.
Mrs. Dollar.
Yes.
Mrs. Barger.
Yes.
Mr. Feldmeyer.
Yes.
Thank you.
All right, we're gonna skip recognition of the public since we have no names on our list and go right to the committee reports. Everybody's firing back up. I believe belonging and inclusion, you're coming. You haven't met yet,
I
correct?
meet tomorrow morning.
Yes.
Okay, all right.
Remember.
Yep. And so in that conversation, we'll be looking at the belonging and inclusion collaborative applications, meeting dates for the year, which were recently just sent out, and the meeting structure for the conversations this year. Again, very excited about that. And that's all about creating a culture where our students, our staff, and our families feel connected, feel valued, and this true sense of belonging. That's the mission of the group. So excited to begin.
Okay, will you just write down the list, because everybody is back in the saddle.
Yes, so I'll continue on. Citizens Advisory Committee, we did have a planning meeting today. Again, very similar, reviewing applications, looking at actions from the 24-25 school year. If you remember back, we had two studies that we did last year. One connected to temporary school sites during construction, much like Friendship United Methodist Church. And then another connected to social media and its impact on mental health for students. And so we discussed potential actions, and we've been reviewing actions pretty immediately from those because those studies were connected to work that was going to begin right away. And so the team will finalize those. And then we were exploring topics or studies for the 25-26 school year. So soon those will be set, and excited to meet with the team. I believe our first meeting with the whole group will be on September 9th.
Yes.
District leadership team, I'll keep going. We did have a district leadership team meeting on August 18th, and was a great meeting, exciting because we had just started the school year. So the first thing we took advantage of was talking about opening day, and reflections from opening day were really just a great start at each one of our building levels. And there was a little bit of a celebration. So we spent some time identifying the factors that made that such a positive start so that we can consider those things and replicate those things in the future. And so that was exciting. And then we looked at district leadership team and building leadership team protocols just to set the stage for a positive year ahead. Reviewed the goals for the school district, and then just covered some district updates that were pertinent to the beginning of the year. Anything else from?
No, actually, we received the minutes today.
Yes, that's right.
Thank you.
Part of the discussion in that meeting I thought was interesting as a board member was when they were talking about kind of opening day and getting started, how positive teachers felt about the asynchronous day, and might be something to consider in the future. They really seemed like that helped them come ready for all the meetings of opening day, and
Yeah,
That was
yeah,
great.
right. Cleared space for
Yeah.
interaction on the on-site days, yeah. And we kind of stumbled into that, the planning for that. So considering how we might do that in the future, yeah,
Yeah.
great point.
And the facilities. You all want to, because you've been meeting regularly.
Unless you just want to.
Go for it. You're good.
All right, so Monday, we met for the third community forum for Hilltop, and that was great. There's a good turnout. I can't remember, 50, yeah.
Oh,
So, but Mike did a great job he kind of just had a show of hands, like, who has been here before and like who's brand new. So there were several people who had never been there before. So he did well with doing a quick enough synopsis for those people, but not so long that it would lose everyone. And then you all did great engaging because there were a few people who had a lot of thorough questions. That maybe haven't been asked before, but they were there. But that was great just to see that. And then we also just brought up, we've been having our core meetings as well as that meeting. So in the core meeting, every other week, we're meeting for, I don't know, this last one, I had to leave early, so maybe 4 hours, I don't know. Like,
It was
a while, a little bit of time, just to
It's-
make sure you're
It's a
going.
commitment.
Yeah. 4 hours.
A couple
No,
of
it
agenda
was
items.
more than,
A couple more.
it was more than 2.
Anyway, and that one's been interesting too, because now we're at that process of looking at the design versus going out to get some ideas of what things will cost, so that you don't get too far along with being too far into the process and then get near the end and suddenly find out you're 5 million or something. So it's really great. Those meetings are pretty thorough. And then Wednesday was the first day, that we did the initial talk for Elm. So that was more of the listening session, but I would say that was like 13 to 13. I don't know, there were equal amount of people, maybe of staff and HGC and Richley as there were community members. Would you say the same, maybe? But still, great, broke out into small groups with prompts on what people were looking for and like starting that process the same way that we started at Hilltop, even though we were saying in core meetings, once you've done Hilltop, you're getting somewhat of an idea of things we're gonna be looking for the other schools. And as he keeps saying, that they're siblings and not twins. So like, what does that look like and how are we honoring the space that the schools are gonna be in the community?
Well, I think just important to mention the start of the school year at Friendship. So our Hilltop students are at Friendship United Methodist Church, and extraordinary work has been done by the staff and the maintenance team for the move and preparing classrooms and people, you know, going over from our central office to support the first days. It really has been a phenomenal opening of the school year for Hilltop students. And a lot of work has been put into that, but it's no small feat, and it's just exciting to see how that's come off in the first few days. So it's a big deal, and I think it's something to celebrate.
For sure.
Finance committee met this afternoon. You two wanna, yeah?
We did, we met at 5:30, and it was a little different environment from the previous meetings of May and April, when there was so much uncertainty, wondering what was gonna go on with the biennium budget. Will they, won't they, how far will they go? Didn't have to live under that cloud this evening, so that was a refreshing vibe, I guess, of the meeting. We did 3 primary things. We looked at the analytic, and both with salaries and with benefits, both seem to be on track within anticipated ranges of what we thought would happen. Absorbing some, chunks as anticipated this time of year with supplemental pay because of all the new programs and some of the old ones from the summer and the like. And so all positive on that front. And then we looked at the 5-year forecast, which, as Rhonda shared, will be becoming the 3-year forecast here soon per state law. But we recognize that even though the state wants us to show them 3 years, we still find the 5-year forecast very valuable for our own planning purposes. So that's still going to be part of our arsenal for our purposes, even though, again, the state has shortened their rubric. But I mean, things looking fairly good there. I mean, the bottom line kind of thing is in terms of cash balance. I mean, we're perhaps into fiscal year 28 before we may fall below the 5 million benchmark. And so if that happens, as we discussed during the meeting, we might be able to stretch this levy for a full 10 years, which would be absolutely incredible. So all signs on the forecast, I thought, pointed in the right direction. And then income taxes, Rhonda saved the best for last. Is that fair to say?
That's fair.
I mean, the July 25, the quarter ending, for fiscal year 26 and July 2025. Payments with returns were up a whopping 38.5%, to the tune of almost $2.4 million just for that, payments with returns. Right. Total collections though, again, an amazing, 4.7, plus $1 million, an increase of 24.41%. So whole lot of joy, with tax returns, although, you know,
Very healthy payment, makes us a little skeptical about what's coming.
cautious.
Or
Unfortunately, the
We don't
history
know. For those of you who are watching and listening about income tax for the first time, you know, it's a trailing indicator for us. We receive the payment and the money and then no other detail. So we don't know what that means for our next 3 quarterly payments. We don't know necessarily what that means about future payments. We forecast this line item at 3% because that's what our 25-year history tells us. And we just have to ride the highs and the lows all together. So normally a very healthy year is followed by, you know, if you look at our 25-year history, we might be up 10% one year and then down 2% next year, with really no indication of why it's up or why it's down. So, just to remember, a reminder that ours is a traditional school district income tax as opposed to an earned income tax. So an earned income tax is maybe a little easier to forecast than a traditional income tax. We get some increases or some decreases that we really can't explain, so. We're gonna be happy about it.
Yes, we are.
But, we're not gonna modify the forecast just yet.
Yep.
So,
These people returning early. 'cause
Oh, there are so many possibilities.
Yeah.
One
Yeah.
person moved in, one person moved out.
People actually paying them quarterly versus waiting till the end.
yeah, it's interesting
Yeah.
because not only were payment returns up, withholding is up a healthy amount, and estimated payments are also up. So all categories, we saw an increase, which is
Yeah.
doesn't always happen.
Yeah.
So, a little anxious to see the October payment. So, good news today, but
All right, thank you.
caution's good news.
Policy won't be meeting until September. However, we're gonna review 4 policies this evening. We're gonna come a little bit later. So I'm gonna move on to the Board of Education report. And those very full policies. I believe, Erica, are you?
I have just a brief overview of the policy and the intent of the policy. So the first one there is, 2111, and that's parent and family engagement. And that's really what this policy is about. These are all policies that we're to speak to each year, annually, just talk about the focus, for the intention of the policy. So this one emphasizes parents and families, as essential partners in student learning, highlights the importance of collaboration and cooperation between, families in the school district, and encourages two-way communication and opportunities for families to support the learning process, both at home and at school. Policy 2413 is career advising, and it speaks to the comprehensive approach to career advising in K-12, and sets the stage for us to do that as a school district. And really with the goal of creating success plans for students and how we can support students that are at risk of graduating. And I know that's part of the work that we're focused around with MTSS and how MTSS helps us support kids all the way along their K-12 experience. And so this policy also connects to student pathways, the idea of credentials, and even resources that help support students after they move on from Wyoming City Schools. 2623, policy 2623, student assessment and academic intervention services. This policy speaks to our mission to administer state mandated assessments, uphold ethical practices for testing, and provide interventions for students who are not meeting that proficient level. And I feel like that's something that we are continuing to focus on and do better and better with. And the interventions that we provide guiding instruction and support for students with disabilities, but really students who just struggle in the classroom environment. And then the fourth policy, 8510, is student wellness. We've talked about this one more over the years. It sets up this comprehensive approach to student and staff wellness through nutrition, physical education, and health promotion that's specifically laid out in the policy. We've focused more in the previous years on developing a wellness team to speak about the whole idea of wellness, and so we'll continue to do that and probably bring information back to the board from that team.
So those 4 policies are already on our policies. We are not changing anything, so this is not a first or a second read. This is just an annual review as asked to do. I think they all speak to the mission of our district. I wish we could just stay with those and not have to add any others, but, all right, B, we talked about at the, planning meeting, the committee assignments of which we all know we have, besides board meetings, we all have committee assignments that we undertake. And I haven't heard anything, so I assume we'll just go with what we've got there. Would you like to talk about the waiver?
Yes, so this is a resolution to accept the career technical education waiver for the 25-26 school year. And so what this does is it waives the requirement for our district to offer a standalone CTE, career technical education course in our middle school. It doesn't prevent us from supporting students when we think about career choice and career development and thinking about technical opportunities for students. But more so that standalone course. This, I believe, and Eric helped me, I think this is the final year that this waiver will be in place, so we're currently planning for program development at our middle school in particular, which is exciting.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna ask. So you waive it for this next year and then.
That's right, and so all through the year, we're planning for that.
Okay.
Thank you. We need to pass a resolution approving primary facilities GMP package. Rhonda, do you wanna?
This is pretty exciting. This is the first one.
Yes.
And this means we're tearing some stuff down.
Everyone is asking about that.
Yeah. So
We'll get-
this is the demolition package, and this is the demolition package for all 3. Clearly, we're not tearing all 3 down at once. But we did bid out the demolition for all 3 just to get better pricing. And so we will use one contractor to do demolition abatement. But we're only going to, I will put it down Hilltop this time. So this 1.5 million is, and that's a pretty big number, but it's not just one school. And so that's abatement and demolition of all 3. And the company doing that is HGC is going to work with Sellhorst Equipment Services. They were the low bidder to do that. And again, good news. So first one, and this first one is under budget by 56,000 and some change, or I'm sorry, 58,000 and some change, or about 3.5%. So
Wow.
starting off in the right direction.
Let's do
So
it.
that's good. And
That's
I think
exciting.
if we pass this and then we'll sign it and send it off tomorrow, and I think that means that a fence goes up
Fence
within
is
the
going
next
up
week
very
or
quickly.
2, and we say that like the wrecking ball will come, but that's not really how it works.
Yeah.
The
Right.
sledgehammer.
The sledgehammers will
Right.
come.
And they had
That's
said
what
like,
people want to do.
it is, they had said what, like, in end of September.
Yeah.
The,
So
like,
we're-
the fencing would be up for about 2 weeks.
Yes.
You're gonna see that.
As
so
they
can
do
get
the abatement inside, and
Mhm.
then.
So we're on target and on.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people have, at the Monday Hilltop meeting, people are like, why isn't the school, I've not seen anything happen there. I'm like, no, we're right on schedule.
Yeah.
It's just, there was a lot, we had to move from the elementary to
Mhm.
Friendship and to
Mhm.
storage, and, there's a lot of planning and just a lot in the move.
Well, and quite a bit of planning that has to happen before the demolition.
Mhm.
Right.
Well,
Right.
think about your 4-hour meeting,
Right.
which they are, you read a lot, and and for Kara, once we get started with negotiations, those actually are 4-hour meetings. Oh, she's not gonna ever get home.
One other factor to include, it's been great to see police department, a fire department utilizing the space for practicing drills and while the building is open, before the fence goes up, they're able to utilize that space, which is wonderful. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Exciting.
May I have a motion to approve the Board of Education report?
So moved.
Okay, second is from John, and please, roll call.
Mrs. Sheets?
Yes.
Mrs. Zoller?
Yes.
Mrs. Berger?
Yes.
Mr. Feldmeyer?
Yes.
Mr. Thomas?
Yes.
Thank you. Treasurer's report.
Thanks, Jeannie. Item A, approve the minutes of the regular meeting on July 28th and the planning meeting of August 5th. Item B, approve the statement of revenues and expenditures for month ending July 31st. Item C, this is an annual piece in compliance with Ohio law or commercial paper reporting. Item D, approval of the 25-26 transportation routes. Do want to just call your attention to the fact that we did have to add a route this year. So we've been running on 5 routes for many, many, many years, but we had to add another hilltop route with our move to the church. We have an increased number of students eligible and riding. And so that dictated the need to add another route. So we are, we're running 3 route buses out of Hilltop. Four routes in the morning for the middle school, 5 in the afternoon, 1 route in the morning and the afternoon at Vermont. 3 routes at Hilltop, 2 routes in the morning at Elm, 1 in the afternoon. And we've been at solid 5 for many, many, many years, but just could not continue not have, we've been stretching, but we couldn't stretch anymore.
We were curious what that would mean when we moved into to there.
So more students eligible and also more students riding, was actually is very good.
Yes.
Because we have good walking traffic and good car rider traffic, but also healthy bus traffic, which helps less cars, less walkers.
Right.
So there's just a good mix of, like, the right mix is there.
Yeah.
So it's great.
And also the app that the parents that's new this year, the one they've been using, if they want to change, if they're riding the bus or walking or whatever. Apparently that's a big hit. I've heard lots of chatter about that. I think was that a Gina Kirchner who thought of that? I don't know. It wasn't. I thought that-
For days,
That was
like,
Jen.
yeah.
Jen, yeah, Jen.
Oh, Jen Earhart.
Yeah, Jen
Okay.
Earhart has used that before, so it was nice that she brought that.
Yeah,
up.
that's-
She's,
Pick up control.
Pickup patrol, yes.
When I get down to the minute, like, thank you for pointing that out, because it's like I started reading the transportation, and I was like, that was 25 pages. I mean, in a good way, it's very detailed. Those minutes
And
and
the
routes.
policy says you will approve the routes.
Yes. I
And if
looked
they're-
at 'em, I
And the
s-
superintendent is
all the
authorized to change them, so we won't bring them back to you if they're changed.
True, and then I don't think any of us, I don't think any of us want to say, why are you turning left here? They just, they were an amazing number of pages.
Yeah.
Thank you, and, thank you very much for being our transportation chairman and.
We have a band.
I know.
Oh, no, she's a yellow jacket.
Oh, I got
We
that.
got one of those, but it needs a title.
But thank you to you and all the primary people who worked this out, and I know spent hours trying to make it work safely.
And I heard a lot of comments about administration, seeing Tim and Rhonda and Susie and everybody out there like.
Perfect.
Good job.
All right, thank you. May I have a motion to approve the treasurer's report?
So moved.
Second.
Thank you. May I have a roll call?
Mrs. Aller?
Yes.
Mrs. Broderick?
Yes.
Mr. Feldmeyer?
Yes.
Mr. Thomas?
Yes.
Mrs. Jean?
Yes.
Thank you.
Superintendent's report.
All right, thank you. We have several personnel recommendations. So number 1 is a recommendation for new personnel. This is a primary school educational aid. Number 2 is a recommendation to change the primary school library aides status from 6.5 hours to 7 hours. It actually is a tremendous support to the arrival and the dismissal process at Friendship also. Number 3 is recommendation to approve these athletic supplemental contracts and for several volunteers. You can see for various fall sports. Number 4 is recommendation to approve these non-athletic supplemental contracts. Again, great opportunities for students, additional volunteers on there also. Number 5 is a recommendation to make these non-athletic supplemental contract changes. You can see with each of these, we're moving from a shared setup for those supplementals to being individually owned. Number 6 is a recommendation to approve many athletic event workers, and many of these are coaches, and what it does is it allows us to have additional support when needed, rather than continuing to add 2 or 3 on to future meetings. We've approved all of them. Number 7 is for adding a van driver. Number 8 is for middle school after-school detention, monitor or proctor. Number 9 is for a resident educator mentor to support our newer teachers. Number 10 is recommendation for pay for these 504 task force individuals who have done curriculum work over the summer. And again, that's one of the first things that we are doing to take the information from the audit. Dr. Kirshner has worked to develop this professional learning opportunity and really focusing in on 504s. Number 11 also connected to that is work that will be done on October 14th. All of these individuals being recommended for pay up to 2.5 hours. And then number 12 is, I believe, our final payment for stipends related to the science and reading training. Again, that payment comes from this, they receive a stipend from the district, and we're reimbursed by the state for that required training. And then item B, we have 2 overnight field trips that we're recommending for your approval. The first one is the Washington DC trip for our senior class. And then we have the middle school French class trip to Quebec. Great opportunities for our students.
I like the fact that they're going in winter. You know there will be snow there and it'll be a fun trip. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, thank you.
Yeah.
May I have a motion to approve the superintendent's report?
So moved.
Second. May I have a roll call?
Mrs. Broderick,
Yes.
Mr. Feldmeyer,
Yes.
Mr. Thomas,
Yes.
Mrs. G,
Yes.
Mrs. Miller.
Yes.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. Superintendent's update.
Just highlighting the start of the school year. It's been a really, again, going back to a really exciting school year. As we opened up, you saw the message. We have talked about building what matters. And obviously we've got our primary facilities that we're focused on, excited about building new schools, but really building a foundation for kids to be successful here in Wyoming, but well beyond the walls of Wyoming City Schools. And our hope is that every person in our district, regardless of what people do, can see, the impact that they have on our students and know that they make a difference. And so that's kind of the method or the mentality that we went into as we started the school year. And again, it's been exceptional. Exciting to kind of focus back in on friendship. I think that's a really powerful celebration. Carrie, you said people have worked really, really hard. The people who are on site there have put a lot of sweat and hard work into it, and it's paid off. Athletics, arts, and academics are all moving along. It's exciting to see kids start in those experiences. If you were at the football game on last Friday night, that was a big deal. That was super, super exciting. But all of our kids are shining. The arts programs are getting started. And academically, we were just recognized, our high school was most recently recognized by U.S. News and World Report for their performance, and that was exciting. And so excited about where our students are in the year that is ahead of us.
Very positive.
Good, very positive. Yep.
What a great start.
Yeah.
We have a short meeting
Oh my goodness.
that had all happy things.
This does not happen.
I know.
It's
It's
never that. Yes, it is.
We're only 3.5 hours short of facilities meeting.
You understood?
We've had our time. We've had our moments in the
Do that priority list that took you hours. Share that with us. All right, thank you. On that note, may I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
I'll second it. And let's have a roll call.
Mr. Feldmeyer,
Yes.
Mr. Thomas.
Yes.
Mrs. G,
Yes.
Mrs. Aller,
Yes.
Mr. Broderick.
Yes. All right, we are adjourned. Thank you all for coming.